Hey, my name's John Kestner. Today I'm talking with Jacob Lenhoff, Tours America, and answering some questions from Jacob. The first question is, well, first of all, my name's John Kestner. I'm a novelist, filmmaker, screenwriter. Uh, so far, that's about it. But first question is, where did I grow up? I grew up in Ohio, a little town outside of Columbus named Carroll, and it's still a little town, but everything outside of it's grown up, but somehow it's still just this little tiny town it was 30, 40 years ago. And let's see. Second question is, where did I go to school? I went to school, Bloom Carroll. I went to college for a year at Wright State University in Dayton as a film major. And then the second year, I went to Ohio University in Athens as a literature student. And then I ended up dropping out, heading west. So let's see. The fourth question is about comedy, films, and television influences. I grew up in a time that I think was the last golden age of Hollywood, really. They have not even touched the period of time that a lot of these films came out. In fact, most of the films that are out now really started then. Star Wars, gangster movies, and I just all the movies that you see now are just trying to get lightning back in a bottle again that they started in the 1970s. I grew up with watching things like The Godfather and Jaws and Star Wars and Close Encounters and Alien and Smokey and the Bandit, and but at that time also was a lot of just amazing comedy. You had my favorite my favorite comedy was Animal House, and you also had Caddyshack. You had Airplane. You had the Kentucky Fried Movie. If you haven't seen it, check that out. That's a funny classic. You had Annie Hall. You had just a lot of comedies, a lot of great comedies at that time. And on television, there was a lot of great comedy too. I was there for the very beginning of Saturday Night Live, and I was there when Monty Python's Flying Circus landed here from England, and you had Second City TV, and you had just amazing comedy. Even the sitcoms. Well, you had the Carol Burnett Show on Saturday nights with Saturday Night before Saturday Night Live, and then you had great shows, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, the Bob Newhart Show, All in the Family. Just really everything was a game changer, and we didn't think of it that way. All these movies and shows are coming out, and you just think, oh, that's normal, and you didn't know until getting into the 80s and then into the 90s, like, oh, it's not always going to be this good. I thought it was awesome then, so, we didn't really know what we had, but we laughed a lot, and there was a lot of great comedy, a lot of writing, a lot of great performing. So, yeah, that was a very special time, and I just don't think anything's ever really come as close to hitting the mark, and people are still watching these movies, and Hollywood's still trying to make a movie like those. So, and then let's see. The next question was about writing projects. Well, I started writing in junior high school. There was a day they handed out cards. What do you want to do with your life? And there was a card in there that said writer on it, and there was this picture of a beautiful, pristine Caribbean beach, and it said, if you write, you get to go here, and you get to travel, and you get to do all this stuff. And I thought, oh, that's for me. And then it really didn't tell you what really writing is. That just shows you that's like saying, oh, you could be a millionaire, and the picture on the card is this big giant mansion. It's like, and you get to live here in this, and it's like, well, how do I get to that? Well, it's really not. They're not telling you that. So there's a lot of things they don't tell you early on. But I started writing then, and different things, short stories, and then screenplays as early as in high school, trying to write movie scripts, and then going to college for that, and reading about that. So, there's always been writing. But anyway, that's the first set of questions. So again, my name is John Kestner. This is Jacob Lenhoff Tours America, and we'll be back with the second part. Thank you.